Tennessee. From the east to the west, we are talking Cowboys everything. And you just entered
the Cowboy Zone.
Welcome back to a special pregame episode of the Cowboy Zone. This is Marcus, the Blood City Cowboy, coming to you from Memphis, Tennessee.
And this is Lambo from Cowboys, y'all, out of Johnson City, Tennessee.
Bobby McLean coming in early. Appreciate you joining us, man. I don't think I saw you Wednesday night. We missed you, man. So glad to have you back on the Sunday morning show.
What's up, Bobby?
Now, I know as we get people come in, a lot of people ask us, the Cowboys are playing Monday night. Why are we still doing a pregame show at 11 a.m.? The reason for that is Lambo and I are Cowboys fans first and football fans. We're not going to act like we're Skip and Shannon or we're ESPN and force you guys to try to catch us whenever it's convenient for us. We want to be considerate of you guys and make sure that you can still get this information and you don't miss out on any of the football action that you're going to see today.
Yeah, and it keeps some consistency too, so you know when and where to find us. We try to keep the same times as much as possible.
Exactly.
And it also didn't help that I have to coach Monday right before the game, so I probably wouldn't get home in time for a pregame show on Monday anyway.
So yeah, how's the season going? Is it playoffs yet?
This is the last from my son's league that I'm coaching. This is our last regular season game. We're undefeated, and we have the number 1 seed locked up whether we win this game or not this week. Yeah. So after this, next week we'll start the playoffs, the first round of the playoffs next week. So
okay, all right. Well, as Lambo was talking, Jack Meeker, thank you for joining us. Cowboys 2068 on YouTube. Mendoza joining us as well on Facebook. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna try to give you guys a good hour of power, talking a little bit about this Cowboys versus Cardinals matchup coming up tomorrow night. In the meantime, I got a favor to ask of my Cowboys Zone family. While I'm doing the show, I have DJ Chark on my team. If you guys hear anything about DJ Chark this week, please put it in the comments so I don't mess up my fantasy team.
You know, I haven't even checked my fantasy lineups to make sure everything's dialed in and I ain't got people in that ain't playing. I'll probably if y'all see my head nod down a few times, I'll probably sneak on my lineup real quick.
Right. Bye weeks are starting to kick my butt, so I have to choose between Damian Harris and Chark. If Chark starts, I play him. If not, I'll probably go with Harris, but I want to know 100% before we go.
Dalvin Cook's still out this week,
He's
right?
Still out, yeah, for 2 more weeks.
Oh, yeah, my money league, I got Madison, so that's good for me. That's good for me.
All right, guys, we're at 11:05, so let's get into it. First up, we're going to start with the injury report. And Jeff, thank you. Said Chark is starting. Appreciate you giving me that update. So first off, we start off with the injury report. And the biggest news of that is I believe we get the Wolf Hunter back this week, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
It looks like it, yeah. And from everything I've seen, he's on schedule to play.
That's amazing considering he broke his collarbone, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And now he's going to come back and play at a position where he basically used his shoulder.
Yeah.
90% of the time.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure everyone is still going to have that same kind of feeling down in your gut and chest or wherever it is, just waiting for him to hit somebody and hope he don't wobble off the field. I'm excited to have him back. I just hope he can have a full, healthy game. Every time he's on the field lately, I just get that feeling of, man, I hope LVE don't get hurt.
Exactly. Do you think they're rushing him back?
What up, Starboy? I don't know, man. I don't feel like we're in dire win now mode, only because of how bad the division is. So I feel like they could wait if they felt like he wasn't ready another week.
So do you think it means they really think he's ready?
I kind of do, personally. I think they're optimistic about it because with the division race the way it is right now and how bad the division is, I don't think they would push it with him. But that's just my opinion.
And to me, the beauty of having him, you don't really need him to make a lot of tackles. He needs to be our cover linebacker.
Yeah.
carrying guys across the field, watching that middle zone. If he only has 3 tackles today, but he makes an impact, or Monday, but he makes an impact passing the ball in the passing game, I'm happy for it.
Yeah,
As long as it means Jalen gets to stay in the box.
I agree. And Jack, you could be right there, Jack. It could be LVE just pushing. Basically, he could be saying, "I feel great. I feel great. I'm ready," because he wants to be on the field. And who knows if he really feels 100%. Personally, he could be saying that because he's just that type of guy.
Yeah, for sure. And Jeff makes a point about remember the Romo situation, and they're rushing him back. One thing I will say, medical advancements are astronomical on a yearly basis. So 2013, 2014 Romo, and now there could have been advancements in technology that could have made this change from an 8-week injury to a 4-week injury. We don't know.
Yeah,
But I'm with you guys. I would err on the side of caution, especially at that position and his importance.
I would have left him out. If it was me personally, I would have preferred to leave him out another week.
Because if it happens again, he's definitely out for the season.
Yeah. Plus, I was kind of hoping we'd get to see a little bit more Bernard while he has the chance to see the field a little bit more with, 2 linebackers being hurt.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, Jack Meeker asked a great question. If Sean Lee is ready next week, do they take Joe Thomas off for Jalen?
See, this is one of those things. It's like, what do we want versus what is going to happen?
Yeah.
What's going to happen is Jalen will stay on the field. What a lot of us may want is to see Joe Thomas stay on the field.
Yeah.
Even though Jalen did play well last week, he might have earned himself the benefit of the doubt. Plus with the contract. Yeah, I want to see Gifford too.
Depth is not a bad thing at all either. And we haven't seen Gifford at all this year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Before we go to over under, Mendoza asked a fantasy question. Lambo, I'll let you take a look at it. Tell me what you think first. Wide receiver, he wants 3 of the 4: Hopkins, Jefferson, CD, and Claypool. Now I immediately have that for you. So if
Hopkins is definitely.
Oh yeah,
you're definitely going Hopkins.
You could probably go Hopkins and only do 2. I feel like he's gonna have that big of a game.
Oh, CD leads the NFL in receptions over 20 yards. He's tied. Mm-hmm. He's tied with actually Claypool. Oh, is it Claypool? I can't remember. He's tied with 2 other dudes. With 7 receptions over 20 yards. That just came to my mind after seeing CD. But Hopkins is a definite.
Yeah.
Claypool. Man, this is tough to bounce one of these. I'm obviously between Jefferson, CD, and Claypool. I anticipate us playing from behind this game, so that could keep CD in a good position to eat, though.
Mm-hmm.
Claypool put on a monster performance last week, but prior to that, in the season, there was some misses.
Yeah.
But that might have been his coming out party. He might be ready to explode from here on out.
Well, I'm more with Jeff, Hopkins, CD, Jefferson. Atlanta's secondary is horrible. Like, name a top receiver who hasn't had a good game against them.
Yeah.
And I got to see Claypool another week before I can just say he's been anointed.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like one of those, it was a stellar performance, but it was his only stellar performance of the season thus far.
Yeah, I mean, if you really go look at his touchdowns, one of them was a reverse, one was a quick hitch, one was a play where unexpectedly they put a linebacker on him in the slot.
Yeah, I seen that. He did a streak right down the middle of the field on a linebacker.
He was a 4-3 and you put a linebacker on him.
That's true.
Man, with no safety over top.
That is true.
Some of that you just got to put on the Eagles, just having a terrible DC and no talent. So yeah. I got to see him against a better team before I just put him in the lineup. I know the Falcons don't have a good secondary.
I think I'm with y'all on that. I would lean like it was to me. It was coming down to CD and Claypool, and I'd probably go with what y'all said. Leave Claypool out of this 4.
Yeah. All right. Starboy, I know Lambo gave you a shout out, but thank you for joining us. Alex, I think I forgot about. I think it's KR. So let me know if I got that right again. But Alex, thank you for joining us again, back to back. Cowboys 2068. Always a pleasure as usual. Great questions and comments. But yeah, like you said, we may run the ball a lot more, but I still like CD in the matchup. Okay, Lambo, it's 11-12. Let's do a little over under right now. What is
This is for Starboy.
oh, okay.
It's me and Starboy's track Bird Gang Killer for anybody that's curious. At his request. Being that we're playing the Birds this week.
It's a bird, it's a plane. It don't matter if it ain't a star, shoot it down, man. If it's a UFO, them guns gon' blow. See a bunch of birds in the sky, cause I got me a scope.
If y'all want to hear the full thing, the YouTube Bird Gang Killer, and you'll find it on one of our pages. Me and Starboy's
Hey
page.
Lambo, next time you do that, let me know because I thought I had a glitch over here and I was about to start turning knobs and pushing
My bad.
buttons to figure out where it was coming from.
Full track Bird Gang Killer on YouTube.
All right, guys, over under. Lambo gave us a segue. Bird Gang Killer playing the Cardinals. So first of all, the same over under I ask every week. We got to start it off with this one. Does Zeke get over 100 yards? Guys, get in the comments and let me know.
No, I'm not doing it again. Screw you, Zeke. No, I'm just kidding. Not screw you. I love you, Zeke. But man, we said, yeah, Jeff, check it out. Well, somewhat, I guess. I grew up doing it kind of with friends in the neighborhood and stuff like that, just for fun. But not. This was my first actual rap track. But yeah, it turned out really good. Check it out. I'm the second verse. Starboy's the first verse. I have it on my Cowboys Y'all YouTube page. If you just scroll down until you find the Bird Gang Killer, it's on there. It's actually Cowboy Dale did the track.
I
Actually,
was
technically,
just about to ask, was it Lambo or Cowboy Dale?
it was technically how many times am I gonna say technically? It was Cowboy Dale,
Okay.
my other half.
So I see the comments are coming in. A lot of people saying this is the week Zeke goes over. Kenny Scott, I don't recognize the name, so thank you for joining us as well on Facebook. Make sure you like the page you're watching from, and make sure you like the other person's page as well. Jack Meeker says he's getting 100 yards plus 20 carries again. It makes sense when you have a new quarterback playing and you want to control the tempo. So definitely. And Yvonne Lopez, another new name, I believe. So thank you for joining us also. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to YouTube, and make sure you keep giving us those good comments. You and Kenny Scott as well. And like I said, this is the week Andy plays. He's not Dak. So we need to feed him to let him get in the rhythm. Because if you guys watch my film study breakdown on my YouTube channel, you'll see Andy Dalton is a rhythm quarterback. So 3-step drop, throw it when he hits that back foot. So you let him get the running back involved in the game, and then that makes his job a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 97 for Zeke.
It's right at 100.
Right there.
Right below.
You know, this will be the week he goes over 100 because I've said over 100 for like almost like a majority of the weeks this season, and it hasn't happened. So maybe if I say under, he'll go over.
Yeah. And Jack makes a good point. He's glad about Andy's ball security. And not only ball security, the fact that he gets the ball out quickly.
Yeah.
Because that really helps our tackles. Starboy says 21 needs like 200. That would be a great game if he can get that.
That would mean we are controlling the clock and
Yep.
things are going right.
Starboy has both of them getting 100 apiece. That would be great too. This would be a good game to unleash Tony Pollard as a receiver as well. So I could see him maybe getting 100 all purpose.
Yeah.
Kenny Scott comes in and says O-line is not good for Dalton unless he can run good, then hit them on play action.
Well, him being quick to get the ball out is going to help that O-line look a lot better though too. And Chandler Jones is not playing.
Not playing, exactly.
So their best pass rusher's out.
Kenny, that should have been our strategy for the past 5 years. I know Lambo and I say it all the time. Me and Jeff say it. Our game should be run, play action, bootleg until they stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely needs to take back that rushing lead. Cowboys 2068. All right, so let's keep it with the Cowboys offense. We talked about this Wednesday night. The Cardinals have three very good corners. Patrick Peterson, they got Byron Murphy, young kid from Washington, the University of Washington, and then they got the kid that came from Cincinnati, Dre Kirkpatrick.
I keep forgetting they got him now.
Yeah. And then they have a very good safety, Buda Baker, that they just let roam and just be a playmaker.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know who our top receiver is going to be this week, but over under our top receiver getting over 125 yards. What do you guys think in the comments, Lambo? What do you think? I'm gonna say
under.
Okay. I think this is the week that Gallup has the biggest game. I just feel like looking at Dalton's strengths, the Cardinals play a lot of man. And I can see one-on-one, he just letting it go. So I could see Gallup 6 catches, 130 yards, one of those being about a 40-yard play.
Well, they've already showed to have the early chemistry, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Because those two key passes and in the fourth last week was pretty incredible between them two, the connection.
Yeah, I see Jeff says Lamb will be the top receiver. I actually think Lamb will get over 100 too. I think this is going to be a game where those two really shine.
I think this is going to be a game where Cooper is like possibly under 50 yards. I hate to say.
13, Bobby McLean, Kenny Scott.
You think so? And that's assuming Peterson.
I'm sorry, Lambo. Repeat what you said. I was getting caught up in the comments.
I think this is a game Cooper is going to have a low yardage total.
Yeah, I've definitely
like around the 50s.
Yeah.
It seems like sometimes when he gets an elite corner, he just has those games. So I think it'll help the other receivers eat though. So
yeah. And one thing. Oh, Mendoza says he has Gallup and CD. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them, honestly. He says Patrick Peterson is going to have a long day. The one thing I'll say is a game like this is almost the Cardinals Super Bowl / coming out party. You get the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football, Kyler Murray, young player, first primetime game really, going back home to Dallas.
Where he's killed it in AT&T Stadium as a high school player.
Exactly. Patrick Peterson's a Dallas kid too. I feel like these guys stepped their game up, and I think those two specifically are going to have really good games. So that's why I'm with you. I think he shadows Coop, and I think him and Coop have a long day together.
Yeah. Hopefully, Andy being a local guy or a Texas guy plays good too.
That's a good point.
TCU guy, Fort Worth.
All right, so I just talked about Peterson and Kyler Murray. So now let's go to the Cardinal side a little bit. Kyler Murray coming back home to play in Dallas, Monday Night Football. I believe this may be his first Monday Night Football game as well. So he's really going to be amped. First thing for Kyler Murray, over under 50 yards rushing.
Over.
Without hesitation, Lambo says over.
Yeah, I could see him. If this number comes up during the game more than once, it'll be. I just see it in my mind.
Yeah,
I keep seeing these 3rd and 7s in my head where freaking Kyler Murray just takes off.
And this is a great stat by Jack Meeker. If he wins, he'll have one in our house on all 3 levels: high school, college, and NFL.
Yeah.
So we got to break the streak and make them have to come back in 4 years to try again.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and like Alex said, go ahead, Lambo.
Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, I just see him scrambling on us, and I don't really know. I hope we have an answer for it. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
okay. William Coulter has been putting some shots out there. Let me know, are you a Cowboys fan or are you a Cardinals fan? Because you made a comment before that made me laugh because he said over on the receivers because we'll be losing the game the whole time, have to throw the ball like all year. So William, let me know if you're a Cowboys fan or not.
the funny thing is that I said that too, but that's just because I envision us playing from behind.
He's a Cowboys fan. All right. We'll give you a pass. Hey, as long as you're being realistic about what you think, and I can't
Hey,
doubt you.
it's bad when both of us had kind of feel like the Cardinals are going to take this one, but here's where it gets real bad. Michael Irvin predicted the Cardinals, and he almost never picks against the Cowboys.
Almost. He never picks
Never. He actually said in his this morning on Game Day Football, he said he picked the Cardinals, and he said, but I want to put a little notation in that. Basically, he said if Andy throws for 6 touchdowns, then I pick the Cowboys. So
I'm sure he would. We could still lose and Andy throw 6 touchdowns, honestly.
like I'm still gonna have my faith that we can pull it off. If I'm going off, if I had to bet money on it right now, basically,
Yeah, we appreciate that, Mendoza.
Yeah.
All right, so now we know what Murray can do with his legs. Let's take an over on what he does with his arm. Let's say Murray over under. I'm going high on this one. 3 touchdowns passing. Over under.
Push 3.
Okay.
Give it 3.
I was actually leaning towards push as well, but I'm kind of feeling the under on this one. I could see maybe 2, but I could go push as well. What do you guys think about Murray? Is he gonna torch us with his arm and his legs? 3 touchdowns, over under. Let us know in the comments.
You know what wouldn't surprise me if we came out and beat the mess out of them, because that's like the most Cowboy thing ever. Like we'll play good against the bad teams, and then we'll come out and beat a good team. Like this, it would not surprise me.
Yeah,
they got me sitting here worried about this game, and then we would come out there and just plaster these dudes.
Now
that'd be great.
We do have one thin silver lining. Kyler Murray is the worst quarterback in the NFL right now against pressure. The question is, can we get pressure?
Yeah, can we get the pressure?
Exactly. So now, over under, we're going to do 2 on the defensive line. Over under the defense, 2 sacks.
I'm feeling push on this as well.
And push on it
with 2, yeah.
Okay. I don't like to do push, but I'm leaning towards push on this one too. I'm really just making these up right now, so I don't have a pre-planned answer. I'm really kind of thinking about it as I say them. William has faith that we'll get over on the sacks. Mendoza also says over 3 on sacks.
That's a good thing if we can get over for sure. We need over.
Now, like I said, he's the worst quarterback in the NFL when it comes to pressure. Over under 5 hurries. So that's you get him out of the pocket, make him throw it rushed.
I'm gonna say over.
Over, okay.
I'm not necessarily saying those are going to be positive plays, because when you hurry him out of the pocket, he becomes dangerous. But I think we get over 5 hurries.
Okay. I can see 5 as well. Hopefully, D-Law builds on the good game he had last week.
Mm-hmm.
The Cardinals tackles aren't that good. Their running backs aren't good blockers. They're good out of the backfield, but they're not good blockers. So I could see that. And we have a very tall front 7 as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Vander Esch, what is he, 6'4"? Jalen,
yeah, he's
6'4".
A tall lineman.
All our ends are 6'5". I don't know who's playing D tackle. Gallimore, probably 6'3" guy. So he has to get out of the pocket a little bit to kind of see and find his throwing lane. So if we can keep him in the pocket and keep him rushing, we do have a slight shot.
I'm curious who's gonna. I guess Wilson will come out there as the starter probably.
Wilson
at safety. At safety, yeah.
I don't even know if they've announced. He probably will. And this is a great point that Jack Meeker makes about why he says way over. Now that we have Vander Esch back, like I said, let's keep Jalen in the box. Hopefully that means he gets to blitz more because we're taking a lot of his passing pass coverage duties away from him.
Yeah, put them in the position to best succeed. Let them get downhill.
Exactly.
Avoid that side to side mess.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit of what it looks like with a legitimate cover guy in the inside, and hopefully some improved safety play as well. Oh, Kenny Scott, great question. Gregory is not eligible to play until week 8, I believe. Was it 7? I I think it's
Oh,
week 7, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was week 7.
Okay, we'll check.
I'll
But
double check.
he's definitely not available to play this week, but we have no more than 2 weeks left before we get to see him on the field. So yeah, let's do another over under. William says 7 hurries. So yeah, let's do another over under, and let's go back to the Cardinals again because I skipped over this one. Now we talked about D Hop and just how amazing of a player he is, and I want to say over under 125, but I almost feel like that's too low. That's kind of giving away what I think. So let's stick with it. D Hop over under 125 yards receiving today.
I'm leaning towards over.
I'm definitely leaning towards over. Let me guys know what you think in the comments.
And Randy Gregory's supposed to be coming back October 25th against Washington.
Okay, yeah, that's what Jack Meeker was putting in the comments versus Washington. So that's next week, right? Week 7. Yeah, we're right.
Yeah, and according to Zeke, he's been lights out in practice and really tough to block. So
They said that about Everson Griffin in training camp too.
yeah, well, I can't take that too serious then.
So yeah, we don't know. And I was looking up some stuff about the Cowboys defense right now. Somebody asked a question about Awuzie. Is he playing? I was trying to look it up.
I know he was on resistance cords, him and Sean Lee. And that was practice 2 days ago. Let me see.
I see a report that says Vander Esch is slated to return, but he'll be mostly working in passing situations, which is great.
Yeah, that's what we want him.
Exactly. I don't need him on first down. I need him on 3rd and 7.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a smart choice too. That'll keep him a little bit more safe too, coming back from the injury, rather than having him play a lot and runs. But man,
yeah, I'm still trying to find this about Awuzie too. I haven't seen anything. But Jack Meeker says they're saying next week. I was looking. I read something that just said nobody who isn't on the injury reserve is expected to miss Monday's game. So I thought Cheeto was taken off injury reserve. I don't know. That's the one thing about a Monday night game. We don't really get a full injury report until tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm kind of bummed we're not playing today, honestly. I like Monday night games, but I really enjoy just waking up on a Sunday off work and just being able to prepare for a good game. And well, not a good game probably, but
it's a good game. It might not end the way we want it to, but
Sundays ain't the same without Cowboys playing. Like I'll flip through some games, and then almost 90% of the time I'll just stop watching for like half the day just because my Cowboys ain't playing.
Sure. All right, Kevin Kennedy, thank you for joining us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to whoever channel you're watching from. Make sure you subscribe to the other guy's channel. I'm Bluff City Cowboys. Lambo is Cowboys, y'all. William says we need to have Jalen spy on Kyler. This will be a great game for Jalen to show off that sideline to sideline, north and south speed as a spot. Yeah. Starboy says Sunday or Cowboy time, not even later.
Yeah, it's just not the same.
Yep.
Not the boys.
All right, Lambo, we're at 11:32. You got any other over-unders you want to go through? Any you can think of? I got one. I forgot to ask this one. I don't know how I skipped it. We got a new quarterback playing tomorrow night, and our last quarterback was on fire with 400-yard game. So before we move on to our next segment, over under Andy Dalton 300 yards passing.
I'm gonna say over because I feel like it's gonna be a game where he's gonna have to throw the ball a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's assuming that the defense isn't really playing up to par like they haven't been all season. The same defense that let the sorry Giants
Mm-hmm.
score at will just about last week, who was the worst offense coming for that we've played.
Yep.
I'm gonna assume that the Cardinals don't have too much trouble scoring on us, and that's the reason I think Andy's gonna have to end up throwing for over 3.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we've seen Dak have to throw for over 400 like
Multiple.
3 weeks in a row, and it would have been 4 if he hadn't got hurt. So, so I assume Andy's gonna throw over 3.
Okay, we're getting kind of a mixed bag in the comments. Kenny Scott says he throws 233. Jack Meeker says he's not throwing 450, but definitely over. Kenny Scott, we're going to come with our game predictions again. We did it Wednesday night, but we always close it out, both episodes, with game predictions. So stick with us another 15 to 20 minutes, and we'll hit you with our game predictions.
I will say also Cowboys 2068.
Yeah.
That was something I was going to bring up earlier, and I completely forgot. I was going to ask you, Marcus, is with David Irvin getting reinstated, if you think they should be bringing him in to take a look at him. But, I mean, Marinelli's already got him visiting Las Vegas. With the struggles we got in the interior,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point.
All right, let me say this. He is not leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Like,
probably.
We as Cowboy fans look at it as, the Cowboys signed David Irvin. We have to go back and remember, Marinelli had a lot of influence on what defensive lineman came here.
Yeah.
If you go back to the Zeke year, there was talk that they were letting Marinelli decide between Joey Bosa and Zeke if it came to that decision. And then after the Chargers bailed us out, they still went to Marinelli to say, should we go running back or defensive back? And all this is documented. You can go look it up. I can remember they were saying Marinelli drafted Joey Ivy, and he was pounding the table for him. Never played a snap for us. He was the one that found David Irvin on the Titans practice squad. So Marinelli has always been the defensive guy. I think if he goes to Oakland, and they've already reported Marinelli is going to be the first one to get a look at him, he's not leaving.
He knows that it's probably going to be a 1-year deal, too, for the rest of the season, and he knows that he probably puts him in the best position to have a solid season so he can get a payday next year.
Yeah.
And a guy like him, he's probably ran through most of his money at this point, so he's going to take the first offer he gets.
Yeah. And on top of that, speaking of his money, he's big in the
Cannabis.
The cannabis marijuana industry.
Yeah.
And I think he's based out of Las Vegas, so I don't think he'll want to leave there.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Cowboys 2068. I'm sorry. I don't think it'll happen. I think he was more tied to Marinelli than he was to Cowboys. And I've been fortunate enough to have a couple conversations with him in the past. I'm not the type of person that put out like something somebody texts me or something somebody said. But from the few times I've talked to him, I don't think he's leaving Las Vegas.
Speaking of the Raiders, real quick, did anybody else kind of get sick to their stomach seeing Jeff Heath get that big interception on Patrick Mahomes?
Yes.
Oh my God! Like, I'm not saying I've never been one that says he's extremely good or elite or nothing like that.
That's the GOAT, Lambo.
But he makes plays like in key moments, and I know he's not consistent, but he's better than what we got right now by far.
Yeah.
I'm missing him a little bit after all of the fan base wanting to kick him on out of here. At this point, I'm like, dang, man, I bet we wish we still had Heath on the field with the safety play we're getting right now, at least. Golly.
Yeah. Williams with you again, and so is Jack talking about that. All right, so we had a mixed bag on Dalton over under. So let's do this last one on Dalton. Dalton over under 3 touchdowns. No, 2 touchdowns. Let's do 2.5. Over under 2.5 touchdowns for Dalton today or Monday.
If I'm going based off of my game prediction and what I'm thinking, and I'm thinking Zeke gets a touchdown, I'm gonna have to say under with 2 touchdowns for Dalton.
Okay. I'm actually leaning towards over. I'm with you, Jack. I think he throws one to a running back, and I think we get 2 with the receivers. I don't know which running back it is, but I see a running back catching one. And I see Jack is sticking with it. It's gonna be a heavy Zeke game.
We should do over under on
Go ahead.
sacks.
Yeah.
Sacks allowed. How many sacks will our offensive line allow this game?
All right, what's the number?
Let's see.
Mendoza says one touchdown for Dalton.
I'm say 2. Over under 2
Over under
sacks allowed this game.
Allowed. You know what? Thinking about how the line has looked, when they don't play elite defenses, they actually do pretty well. Because I think we only gave up 1 sack against the Giants. The Falcons may have only had 1 or 2 sacks. So I'm gonna go under on that one. I'm going under. Terrence Steele is 6 weeks in. Maybe he's learned a little bit more. He doesn't have a juggernaut to go against.
Yeah.
Brandon Knight's doing his thing on the left side still. And like we've been talking about, Dalton gets rid of the ball quickly.
I'm gonna push mood today, I guess. I'm gonna go push again. I'm gonna say 2.
Mendoza, you said 0. You mean 0 touchdowns for Dalton? Or
that's his bold prediction too. 0 sacks allowed.
Yeah, he kind of went back to back. I don't know which one he meant. Did you mean 0 sacks allowed or 0 touchdowns for Dalton? Yeah, Jack, they're not getting to Andy. Now this is one I've been avoiding because I don't want to put the curse on anybody. But Dalton is a new quarterback playing in his first game. Cardinals have some good corners. Let's do an over under on interceptions. So over under 1.5. And this is the last over under.
Oh man.
1.5 interceptions for Andy Dalton. Let's see what you guys think. Because I know some people are saying it's going to be a heavy Zeke game. Some people saying Dalton's not going to throw the ball a lot. He's not going to get 300 yards. What do you think about turning the ball over? 1.5. All right, Jack comes in immediately with the under, sticking with his thing. Andy's a careful quarterback. I will say this. I don't want to influence Lambeau's decision. He's a careful quarterback, but his arm strength worries me.
Yeah, I know.
Especially throwing it in the tight windows.
He might get aggressive.
These are good corners. It's not going to be a lot of space.
I hate saying this, but I'm leaning to 2 and over with 2. Only because I'm still, my mind at least is still thinking that the defense isn't going to be what we need them to be, and I think we're going to have to throw a lot, and I think that's going to put us in some bad situations.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the case. I want Zeke to eat. I want us to control the clock. I want Andy to throw no more than 25 times.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards under, actually. I'm leaning towards he throws 1. I just think they have some good corners.
They do. Yeah.
He's going to force it in one-on-one coverage, and their corners are good enough to make a play at some point, especially if it's like a Peterson. Patricia Westerfield, thank you for joining us. You're right. We need to win this one for Dak. The team got a little bit of energy, a little bit of juice last week during the game, so hopefully that energy rolls over to this week so that we can see us get this big win that nobody, including myself and Lambeau, think we'll get. And William says I think it'll be a tip pass or something crazy like that. And I agree with that. I think one of those corners makes a play, tips the ball up. Buda Baker just gets to roam the field, so I can see
him being in the right place at the right time.
Right place, right time, capitalizing on it. Um,
Yeah.
I know I said that was the last one, but now that I say that, I have to do this one, and then we'll stop with the over under. Our secondary versus their receivers. 1.5 interceptions. One interception.
Push. I'll give us one. I'll give us one.
All right, one interception, guys. Do you think we get one interception? Is it a push or is it zero? I don't think anybody's taking over on that one. Our secondary get an interception. Let's get some comments in here. Trey Sim, sorry. Thank you for joining us. And Dalton and the boys got this. We're just trying to be realistic here. So
Yeah, even Michael Irvin.
yeah,
I couldn't believe it when Michael Irvin said it. I was like, goodness gracious, it's hit that point.
exactly. So
Yeah,
nobody's wishing ill will towards the Cowboys. We're just trying to be as
No.
realistic as possible. We don't want to wear those rose-colored glasses all the time.
Yeah, this one's tough for me, Marcus, too, because this was a game that we projected a loss on when this was like before the season started, and
Yep.
when Dak was the projected starter, when we still had our starting tackles, we still thought this would be a game that we might lose.
Yep.
And now we're 13 players on injured reserve and Dak out, 2 starting tackles out, you're starting centers out, starting corners out, starting defensive tackle never made the field.
No, we have more than one interception. Oh, you mean for the defense? Yeah, I think we only have that one Awuzie got week 1, and we have about 6 missed interceptions. One was turned over on a penalty. Joe Thomas probably had 2 right in his hands that he dropped.
Mm-hmm.
So we probably should have about 5 or 6, but we only have 1.
Yeah, I know Diggs had 3 of them almost.
Yeah.
Almost. I think 3, something like that.
Yeah, at least. But yeah, and Trey Sims, we agree with you as well. We know Andy Dalton's not a fluke. We've been
Yeah, I like
praising him highly, but we're also trying to be realistic because they have some great corners and things do happen.
It's more so to me, it's definitely not Dalton because I like him and I think he's could start on at least 12 teams possibly in this league right now. It's more to me about the defensive play. I'm still a little bit worried about how bad the defense has been. It's been one of the worst defenses we've had in history. So that's where my worry's at.
I'll say this, and I hope none of our division guys are watching. Right now, we still have the best quarterback in the division. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so too. I would rather have Dalton starting over Wentz.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. Dak goes down, and I feel like we still have the best quarterback in the division.
And the other 2 things, we don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, you're not going to talk about Washington's quarterback carousel. It's trash right now. And Daniel Jones he has some potential, but he's just not the guy. I mean, he's a fumble machine too.
Right. Yeah, I believe if Dalton throws 2 interceptions, he'll be second in the division in touchdowns. I mean, if he throws 2 touchdowns, he'll be second in the division in touchdown passes, if I'm not mistaken.
In week 5,
Right.
Yeah,
Week 6.
6, yeah.
Because I think Daniel Jones has maybe 2. He didn't throw one against us last week, did he?
Oh, why can
I don't think he threw a touchdown. I think it was a run. He may have 3 at the most, but
Yeah, I'm not positive.
in 2 weeks, Andy Dalton will probably be leading the division in touchdown passes.
I know one thing. No matter how this goes, if it goes great, awesome. If it goes bad, ain't nothing probably going to happen that's any worse than what I seen in Neyland Stadium at the Tennessee Vols game yesterday.
Yeah.
37-7 loss to Kentucky. That was a bad game to be at.
Yeah, thanks, William. Appreciate it. 0
bad
touchdowns in 4 weeks. All right, so thank you for joining us, Paul, in the UK.
What's up, bro?
I was supposed to be on the pregame show Thursday, but scheduling conflicts created some issues. So hopefully I can get out there again in the next couple of weeks. We kind of talked about this early in the show. We're both a little bit worried about it. It was reported that he's going to mainly be playing on passing situations. So hopefully that means he has to do more covering and less hitting. So they can maybe get him through the week, kind of knock the rust off a little bit, give him a little bit of little bit of bumps, but not have to make him hurt himself.
Trey Sims comment that made me
I'll
laugh.
put that up there.
I'm assuming that's Pittsburgh.
Uh-huh.
Pussyburg.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Lambo. So we'll close it out with game predictions and bowl predictions. I think everybody's been kind of asking for it. So it's 11:47. We'll try to get this out within the next 10 minutes. Let's see if our game predictions have changed since Wednesday.
Game prediction.
All right. So on Wednesday, Lambo and I both had us projected to lose this game. I'll go first, Lambo. After doing a little bit more research and seeing how Murray struggles with pressure, I still have the
I knew he was gonna say I still have us.
I still have the Cardinals winning this game. I'm sorry, guys. As much I'm a huge Cowboy fan, but I'm being realistic. I think they still put up 40 points on us. I'm thinking 42, 39, 38, something like that. I just think they have way too many weapons. They haven't proven to me that they can stop the run. The Cardinals running backs have been playing out of their minds the past 3 weeks, both of them. D-Hop is a beast.
And we allowed the Browns' third string running back to average nearly freaking like 8 yards a carry against us. Like, oh man, I hope it worries me with Tristan Hill not being an interior either. So we've got like as we've said in past episodes, our defensive tackles, three of our defensive tackles are in the bottom 5 in the entire NFL in run stop grade, which means, and then we lost Hill, who had the best run stop grade among them. So I'm real worried about that too, like just Edwards and Drake, even though they're not elite talents. We could definitely make them look much better. Oh man, this is
Mendoza, I think you changed because I think you had the Cardinals winning on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. All right, Trey Sims, I think this is your first week joining us. Don't leave us because we're picking against the Cowboys this week.
This is the only week I think we've picked against.
Yeah, this is the only week.
And it's one of the only that I probably will pick. Yeah, like half of our talent's not playing is the problem too.
And I hope I'm wrong. I know Lambo does too.
Yeah, I hope this is like one of those reverse psychology deals. Like, all right, I'm gonna say you're gonna lose, and then you're gonna beat them bad. That's what I want to happen. Yeah. I'm superstitious too, so like I'm kind of hoping that's what happens. Yeah. I'm just going off who's available, who's missing, how the defense is played, where our weaknesses are, what their strengths are, and I have us losing 34-27.
Okay.
And I hope that's wrong. I really do. I really hope that's wrong.
Brian, thank you for joining us just in time to give us your game prediction. We appreciate it. Beard gang in the house. Now, boy, I see we're the only ones out there on the ledge now. I'm almost certain there was a couple of you guys that picked the Cardinals with us on Wednesday. So, yeah.
Hey, look, I will tell you this. There's two types of ways to pick. There's like, this is how I'm doing it. If I'm picking from my heart, I'm going to say the boys 16 games a year during the regular season.
Uh-huh.
I'm never going to pick against them because my heart says I always think we can win and I always want to win. I'm just picking off like what my brain's telling me based off analytics and things that are out there and who we got on the field and who's not on the field and things like that. I don't have any enjoyment in saying that I think we're going to lose this game.
I don't either.
And I hope we're freaking wrong.
We're not trying to do a hot take here.
No, not at all.
We're not trying to be contrarians.
I hope that Wednesday, like y'all, I hope that Wednesday everybody can like be like, I told y'all we had this, and I'll be like, well, man, I'm happy we did, and I'm happy I was wrong. I really am. I don't want to be right.
Sure.
It's like it's weird doing the shows though, because it's kind of like you kind of have to put your fan bias aside when you're
Yep.
talking about the actual prediction. So that's all it is. If I'm just talking fan to fan with my fellow diehards, yeah, I'm saying Cowboys all day, every day.
Yeah, we try to be as objective as we can, and
Yeah.
again, Lambeau and I've been calling this one since June.
And like we said earlier, it don't get no more passionate and diehard than freaking Michael Irvin. And I can't remember the last time I seen him pick against us. And even Michael Irvin did, which really surprised me, honestly, because I didn't think, like, you rarely ever see that. But
Trey Sams, this has nothing to do with that. We picked this in June. If you go back and watch our show where we went through the whole schedule, we both picked the Cardinals in June.
yeah, with that, like that was, so before the season started, we did a full show of like every single game on the schedule, and I think I had us at 11-5, I think,
Yeah.
or somewhere around 11-5.
At 12-4.
So we had us winning an extremely good amount of games, but this was one of the games we picked to lose, and that was when Dak was here, when Tyron Smith was still at left tackle, when Lau Collins was projected to be at right tackle, when Joe Looney was still starting at center, when Gerald McCoy was going to start defensive tackle, when Awuzie was at cornerback, like, and it goes on and on. When Blake Jarwin was at tight end. This was like when we weren't.
Was a good player.
This was when we weren't leading the entire NFL with 13 players on injured reserve, and we still had that prediction then. So it's like, it's definitely not just the Dak thing at all. I like Andy a lot.
Yeah,
I think he's going to make this close, and he has a chance to pull it off.
And like Jack said, everybody's picking against us, and just looking at it, like I said.
Oh, okay. She said not just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot that are being real, not giving Andy any chance. That I agree with that. I think Andy's a good quarterback.
All right, we got a lot of feedback about the game, so
I like all the positivity, guys.
I know I do too, and I hope you guys can come on here and tell us we told you so on Wednesday.
Man,
Please don't think we don't want that.
I'll be looking forward to being so wrong. I hope, I really hope I am, and I could. Another thing is like Monday night games. Something about staying up late on a Monday night. If it's a loss, man, like I am the worst employee ever on Tuesday morning. Because I won't go to sleep after a Monday night loss, man. I will stay up till like 3-4 a.m. in the morning, like mad, and then have to get up for work at like 6-7. So like, man, I hate when that happens. It's so much sweeter going to work on Tuesday morning after staying up all night after a victory.
All right, so we got 5 minutes left. Again, I know, Jeff, you said Chark is playing. If anybody has an update on Chark, please let me know about what he looked like with his ankle. So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Jeff.
About 2068.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, you know us. You watched. I'm pretty sure you've almost hit every episode. You know, like we literally. This is the first time I've picked against this all year. Jeff, yeah, that's kind of like a thing too. I am a little bit superstitious, so I feel like when everyone picks against us is like almost it's like a good thing. I feel like it puts a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. Yeah. And you know they're seeing all these people, including former Cowboy Hall of Famers and stuff, picking against them. So it's got to give them some edge. And shoot, right. I'll take anything we can get at this point just to. But like. Andy's I feel like he's playing for a contract to start somewhere else next year. That like also, I feel like he knows that this is a good opportunity. He only came to us really because he lives out in DFW and the COVID stuff. It made it really easy for him. He probably didn't expect to ever play. Yep. He did not. But now that he's got that chance, man, like this is a great opportunity for him to just light it up, especially with the great receivers we have, and put him in position to start for someone next year on a great contract.
All right, Lambo, before we go with 11:56, again, guys, thank you for joining us. Appreciate all of the feedback on that last question.
I don't either, Trey. I refuse to watch Good Morning Football when we lose.
I don't watch anything when we lose.
First of all, Kyle and what's his name?
Nate.
Kyle, no, not Nate, but the other dude. Kyle and dude with
I know you're talking about. Paul, Peter.
Kyle and Peter always be hating on the Cowboys, man. So I don't even want to hear what they got to say on the next one after I lost.
All right, Lambo. Before we go, let's get these bold predictions out there, and then we'll close it out. We
All
got
right.
it's 11:57. We'll go a few minutes over. Get these bold predictions so I can write them down.
Bold predictions.
All right, guys. Before we close this thing out, let me get some bold predictions in here so that I can keep track of anybody who gets them right. So far, we've had people get close, but nobody's hit one on the head. So let's get some bold predictions in the comments.
Bold prediction. Let me think. Oh, let's see.
I'm writing down game predictions right now, guys. So just bear with me while Lambo thinks about a bold prediction.
I'm trying to think I'm gonna think something real bold up.
My bold prediction would be
All right, look
Jalen
at it.
gets 2 sacks.
Who?
Jalen gets 2 sacks because he should have had 2 last week.
Yeah. Check this one out. Y'all gonna like this one. Andy Dalton rushes for more yards than Kyler Murray.
Okay, that's a bold prediction.
Like I said, he's one of those sneaky quarterbacks. He's got enough speed on him, and they won't be expecting it. They're not gonna be spying him or nothing like that. If he gets a little play action bootleg, it wouldn't surprise me if he can pick him up 10 or 12 a few times in this game, and perhaps if they can contain Murray, keep him in the pocket, which is what I would prefer to happen on defense. Keep him in the pocket, contain him, make him have to look over those tall linemen.
Yeah.
It could happen. It could be a crazy bold prediction that throws everybody off.
All right. Brian says Kyler Murray throws 2 picks. Jeff says Dalton 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. Yeah, Jack, his athleticism is underrated. He can scramble. Definitely. William says Cooper more yards than Hopkins. Let me say this real quick. I was going through the game predictions, and I have 1, 2, 3. I have 5 people that all said Cowboys 27-24.
Wow.
I didn't catch that until I started actually writing them down. And I don't think and they were kind of back to back, so I don't think they all kind of copied each other.
That'd be crazy if that was the outcome after all those people said that. Cynthia said Cardinals 27, that's 25. It would be there.
Now, you said Cynthia.
Oh, on Trey's comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trey Sanders, are you from Memphis? I don't know if you mean Cynthia Bowen or not. Or are you talking about Cynthia Freeland from Good Morning Football on the weekends?
That's what I was thinking of, Memphis, Cynthia.
But you never know. All right, we're at 12 o'clock. So you guys didn't give me the info, so I have DJ Chark starting. So if I don't get more than 8 points, I'm going to be mad at a lot of people.
CeeDee Lamb will rush for over 150. That'd be the boldest prediction to ever come true. If our wide receiver rushes over 150.
Boy, Trey
Oh,
Sanders?
she's Freeland.
Oh, Cynthia Freeland, yeah.
Yeah, Freeland.
Boy, Trey just put a bunch of them up there. Had to write them all down. All right. So I see it's starting to wind down a little bit.
Yeah, game time
59
starting.
minutes,
That's why.
45 seconds. Yeah. Again, this is why we leave at noon, because I know you guys want to watch the games as well. Thank you, William Coulter. I know a lot of you guys also watch the pregame shows. More power to you on that. I just can't watch a pregame show when games are on. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I know Lambo's down the same way, especially if it's the Cowboys playing. Like,
I have trouble with post game too, so that's why you don't really see any post game. We saw Wednesday. We do a show every Wednesday, and Wednesday evening at what time do we do it? 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, every Wednesday, and then we do the pregame Sunday mornings at 11 Central, and post game we both kind of have trouble with post game. I know a lot of people do post games, but I don't know. We probably take it too serious, maybe, or
yeah. Like you said, Lambo, we try to be consistent, and there's no way in hell we're coming on live if we lose a game.
It's tough for us. Like, I will tell you, I'm an absolute nutcase when we lose games. So even though I projected to lose this game, I still expect us to win. And if it happens, man, I get too upset. Like I can't talk clearly and logically after a Cowboys loss, especially if a troll like pops up in the comments hating on the Cowboys. I just lose it. So I got issues with it. So I can't do post game.
Okay. Yeah, Bobby McLean, I see you got a True Blue crew flag. So when you get some pictures, if you got a nice game room or you want to show off your gear, send us a picture. We love to see it. And for any of you guys as well.
I'm part of the True Blue crew, by the way.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And when we win on Monday, if you guys make like a celebration video or a reaction video, please tag us in that as well, because we love to see those and we love to share them on the show.
Yeah, and you're right, Trey. Them e-gals gonna get swamped.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get smoked. And so you guys don't come on here and hate us.
There's Bobby.
For the rest of the year, I think Lambo and I maybe have 2 more games that we lose. I won't say which 2 games, so you don't not watch that episode.
But if there's only 2 or 3 more, that puts us as a winning record. Still, I believe.
Yeah,
a winning record. I still think we're gonna have a winning record. I still think we're gonna win the East and get in the playoffs.
Yeah, I love Vach 2 2068, and hopefully,
yeah, everybody knows Vach.
We're actually working on getting Vach, so hopefully we can make that happen in the next couple of weeks. So be on the lookout for that one. Went sacked already.
Getting off the bus. Oh, the game's already started. Never mind.
Okay, so it's 12:04.
Yeah, you're right.
Everybody who's still with us, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you guys' support. We appreciate you watching. And we really appreciate your comments, because you guys fuel the Cowboys on. If it wasn't for you, there would be no us. So before we go, let's hit them with that social media, Lambo.
You guys can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and Patreon, actually, at Cowboys Y'all. And then Instagram at Cowboys Y'all 88. Hit me up, subscribe, hit the bell on YouTube, and come say hey, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, and you can find me on Instagram, Bluff City Cowboys. You can find me on Twitter, Bluff Cowboys. You can find me on Facebook, Bluff City Cowboys. Make sure you guys like and follow me on all of those. And also go find me on YouTube. You can search Bluff City Cowboys. I'm at 75 subscribers, so I'm 25 away from changing my link. Make sure you check me out every week. I'm going to put out a film study of something good or something bad from the games. You can also watch the Cowboys Zone there every Wednesday at 8:30 Central Time, and also our pregame show every Sunday at 11 Central Time. Again, thank you guys for watching the Cowboys Zone today. I'm Marcus. This is Lambo. You got anything to say, Lambo, before we get out of here?
Nope. See y'all later.
All right, guys. Enjoy football, and be sure to tune in tomorrow night for the game, and we'll be looking for your reactions on Wednesday.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.